love in her life. Someone to give her kisses and hugs every night. No man come in and out and seem like she wanna be living for a purpose. Yeah, she needs some love in her life. Someone to stand beside her through the thick and thin ice. Yeah, she needs some love in her life, and she not gonna be the clown in your circus. Yeah. She started when she was 15. Then her boyfriend left her the following year when she was 16. She think her low self-esteem when her ex that date her best friend now is her next teen. That really mess up her brain, so she start moving. Grades not maintain. Yeah. She never really understood the love game, so she cried a lot because of that alone could ease her pain. Well, I think she start think she been pressured by friends. She give her next one a quint. Him start on around, she have to cut off the link. I know she wondering if she's on jeans, but she needs some love in her life. Someone to give her kisses and hugs every night. No man come in and out and seem like she wanna be living for a purpose. Yeah, she needs some love in her life. Someone to stand beside her through the thick and thin ice. Yeah, she needs some love in her life, and she not gonna be the clown in your circus. Yeah, need some love in her life. Someone to give her kisses and hugs every night. No man come in and out and seem like she wanna be living for a purpose. Yeah, she needs some love in her life. Someone to stand beside her through the thick and thin ice. Yeah, she needs some love in her life, and she not gonna be the clown in your circus. Yeah. She started when she was 15. Then her boyfriend left her the following year when she was 16. She think her low self-esteem when her ex that date her best friend now is her next teen. That really mess up her brain, so she start moving. Grades not maintain. Yeah. She never really understood the love game, so she cried a lot because of that alone could ease her pain. Well, I think she start think she been pressured by friends. She give her next one a quint. Him start on around, she have to cut off the link. I know she wondering if she's on jeans, but she needs some love in her life. Someone to give her kisses and hugs every night. No man come in and out and seem like she wanna be living for a purpose. Yeah, she needs some love in her life. Someone to stand beside her through the thick and thin ice. Yeah, she needs some love in her life, and she not gonna be the clown in your circus. Yeah, need some love in her life. Someone to give her kisses and hugs every night. No man come in and out and seem like she wanna be living for a purpose. Yeah, she needs some love in her life. Someone to stand beside her through the thick and thin ice. Yeah, she needs some love in her life, and she not gonna be the clown in your circus. Yeah. She started when she was 15. Then her boyfriend left her the following year when she was 16. She think her low self-esteem when her ex that date her best friend now is her next teen. That really mess up her brain, so she start moving. Grades not maintain. Yeah. She never really understood the love game, so she cried a lot because of that alone could ease her pain. Well, I think she start think she been pressured by friends. She give her next one a quint. Him start on around, she have to cut off the link. I know she wondering if she's on jeans, but she needs some love in her life. Someone to give her kisses and hugs every night. No man come in and out and seem like she wanna be living for a purpose. Yeah, she needs some love in her life. Someone to stand beside her through the thick and thin ice. Yeah, she needs some love in her life, and she not gonna be the clown in your circus. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to, well, that's just a test. Welcome for coming in to the building. All right, let me just, let some more people come in. Why not? Let me get into some sector business. And you know what it is. Hold on, let me just, actually, let me play some more music. Wait for more people to come in.
Some love in her life. Someone to give her kisses and hugs every night. No man come in and out and seem like she wanna be living for a purpose. Yeah, she needs some love in her life. Someone to stand beside her through the thick and thin ice. Yeah, she needs some love in her life, and she not gonna be the clown in your circus. Yeah. She started when she was 15. Then her boyfriend left her the following year when she was 16. She think her low self-esteem when her ex that date her best friend now is her next teen. That really mess up her brain, so she start moving. Grades not maintain. Yeah. She never really understood the love game, so she cried a lot because of that alone could ease her pain. Well, I think she start think she been pressured by friends. She give her next one a quint. Him start wonder about she love because off the link. I know she wondering if she's a jinx, but she needs some love in her life. Someone to give her kisses and hugs every night. No man come in and out and seem like she wanna be living for a purpose. Yeah, she needs some love in her life. Someone to stand beside her through the thick and too nice. Yeah, she needs some love in her life, and she not gonna be the clown in your circus. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Yeah, let me just get right into this. I'm gonna try to make this quick, and I'm gonna tie everything in to what I'm talking about. And those who take heed, they take heed. Those who don't, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. But you see the title, and yeah, let me just see. I just want a couple people to come into a building, or those who are in the clouds, whatever. Whoever sees this sees this. So I'm good. But yeah, man, I've been sitting on this one for a minute. I've been sitting on this one for a long time. And it stems from a live, or I should say a video that this woman, we know who we're talking about, put out that triggered me. And this was months ago. But I said, either because I was kind of lazy, if you do content creation, sometimes you can be a bit lazy, or I just sat on it. But I think the Lord works in mysterious ways. And sometimes, I just hope y'all can hear me. Sometimes he holds things back until the right time comes. And right now is the right time. And I'll let you know why. But let me start this live off with a story, if I may. All right, let's start it off with the story. Because we're dealing with national origin. Well, this story starts in Northern Virginia. It's a young girl. Let's call her Jenny. And she, like many youth, took the gradual climb from grade school to high school to college. Now imagine you making it to the top of that climb, only to get the ladder kicked from underneath you. This is what happened when, during a three-way text with what turned out to be a racist landlord and a tenant, for a potential dream situation turned into a nightmare for Jenny. See, as this over-the-phone meeting progressed, right, it turned ugly when, in reading the room, she boldly requested a visit to see the apartment that she wanted to stay at. Now, it was her, the landlord, and the tenant that the landlord brought on. So the tenant, after hearing a foreign accent, asked her citizen status, to which Jenny said she's Bahamian. And so after the exchange, the landlord, in his haste and perhaps hatred, harshly interjected thinking she was off the phone. Well, she's definitely African. I don't want her in the group house. Next time, just give her a wrong address. This is a three-way message that he thought was meant for the tenant alone. You guys, you know how it is. Sometimes you send something, you press the send button, you don't know that the send button, you can't control the send button. Well, it's the same thing with this. So as you can imagine, Jenny hearing everything, she was shocked. Her enthusiasm plummeted. The dream of an affordable, convenient apartment near her chosen college turned disastrous. And as time went on that year, things worsened. Okay, so she had high hopes for this apartment. So as you can imagine, the affordable housing was scarce. There were no other options besides homelessness, emergency shelters, transitional living. And instead of the place where she really wanted to go, she chose a community college. But because of lack of stability, it was hard to compete and impossible to complete the semester. Now, had she secured this rental, we're talking about a 5-mile trip at best, without excessive luggage between trips. So eventually this whole ordeal took a toll on Jennifer physically, including surgery, emotionally, and mentally. It's a true story, by the way. I'll leave the link in the in the title when I'm done. This is a true story. All right. I know this example is a bit extreme, but the legal definition of a protected class is a group of people with a common characteristic who are protected from discrimination on the basis of their characteristics. Now, I know in this sector, the only protected class you hear of are, as you can see here, maybe race, maybe color, maybe religion, right? Sexual orientation, you heard that a lot. Disability. But what about, excuse me, I hit the wrong thing. We never talk about that. You see? So our duty and obligation is to protect these 20 classes. So in this nation, doesn't matter the race, the gender, the creed, the color, the sex, the age, orientation, there are approximately 20 protected classes, no matter the military status, race, national origin. No one should feel degraded or out of place. And this is from the EEOC. These protected groups can be condensed into 5 categories. There's different subcategories, but national origin is one of those 5, along with the ones that you see here. Now, having said that, let's discuss homegirl right here. All right. Let's discuss homegirl right here. The lady handcuffs. AAS anti-African Bengali. Now, this woman truly defines cuffing season. Now, she loves to talk about protected class and gives examples like gender, LGBT, while ignoring the fact that she herself might be guilty of violating the class of national origin, right? National origin. So, she takes pleasure attacking people, including myself. She's attacked without any evidence, all while running her own little cult. Now, this is assuming she uses these terms against those she perceives not being on her side, because she is a narcissist. She craves unwavering followers, as you know, and anyone who deviates from that, come on, you see the consequences. So apparently, some of these protected rights hold varying degrees of relevance in this space. Why would a woman who claims she's in the mental health field, who lives in California, a hotbed for people of, once again, this category, right? Why would you be hostile towards any group like that? And also, and look, I don't really take dude seriously or any of the people she rocks with, but you hang so hard with people who are hostile towards these. I mean, you had one guy calling people African booty scratchers, right? And I urge you to verify the information by examining her platform thoroughly. All right. She went after me. She called me a demon. She called me anti-ADOS, violent freak, something to that effect, abusive freak, which I don't, again, when you're a narcissist and you get to stay behind people, you can say anything. Label me as abusive, as anti. Let's just, I mean, dude, I'm not joking here. Look at this. So when and look at what she writes. Interesting how crappy skanky. Where did that come from? Through temper tantrums. When have I ever thrown a temper tantrum? When his long-term, multi-pronged abusive language was called out, true to form, he reinforced what he's all about: unrestrained, abusive, vulgar, rage-filled hatred towards women, and rabid homophobia. Listen, I urge you all to go to this woman's platform, go into the community section. She dropped a bunch of links for Rap Mix. All you need to do is listen. That's it. All right. Crappy Skanky brings KKKC up there. All KKC did was just talk. And they flow like hand and glove wherein they exhibit the same behaviors. Both of them emulate Umar, not missing any beats. Man, just all you need to do is listen to that one. But it's crazy. This is what she said. And by the way, it's funny. She criticized me. It's worth noting that she's influenced by people. She's influenced by individuals like Taz, who I think was thrown off YouTube. I'm not sure, and his wife. I think they were thrown off YouTube, and then now they're relegated to Facebook. And now she has a new follower. I just mentioned this dude, but we can delve deeply in this matter. But it's ironic that she accuses me of being anti-ADOS when she herself barely supports ADOS. Now, let me just look in the chat here. Some of you have come in, and thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. Listen, have you ever had a friend, right? Friend may go back to grade school. At one point, you guys were thick as thieves. Everybody was cool, but all of a sudden, one of you or both of you, your behavior started to change. Somehow it became more distant after a few times you were trying to communicate, but somehow you found that the relationship wasn't as strong as you thought. Well, that's probably what a lot of us felt with this woman, for example. But let me just make sure that you guys hear me. Okay, I just got to check my sound here, if you don't mind. All right, then. My sound is here. But yeah, this is what happened with this woman. Because look, you guys may have noticed I've done some edits, remove certain images. If on this video in particular, what I'm about to show you, I had to do some edits to this video, remove certain images. It's because, look, I've had trouble with ScrewTube. All right, I've spent a number of stints in YouTube jail, and they put me in detention. So I've had to dig into 2-3-year-old videos for, simple opinions. I mean, words. So I can't imagine showing something that resembles a burnt piece of shit speaking on my platform. So I had to do my due diligence, edit this video, but let me just show you what I mean when I say this woman completely just abandons people who were down with her at one. Like, here's an example.
I'm 100% support what those other anti-fraud people are doing.
Oh,
And
wow. You support that? Oh, wow.
Bro, I don't support you, that's for sure.
You heard that, folks? That was me several years ago. Now, you see the guy who's covered up. I don't fuck with that dude at all. The woman in the middle, that's the claw, okay? And listen, she's gone right now, so I'm not going to say anything, disparaging to her. I mean, that's, everyone knows the story. But let me move this banner right here, and you're going to notice something very interesting. You see me on the bottom left. Who's that in the middle, folks? Who is that in the middle? The guy in the middle is a guy who y'all may know as Drama, right? Then the guy on the right, who is that? That guy goes by the name of Make a Change, doesn't he? All going after these two up here. You see? Let me continue with another story, if I may. I mean, there was a story. This was back in June 2016, so this really wasn't that long ago. It was at a company called NFI Interactive Logistics LLC. And what happened here, this is a group of African-American and Ghanaian employees. They were targeted with racial slurs and derogatory comments because of their race and their national origin. Now, the harassment, it included hateful remarks as ass monkeys, lazy, dependent on the government, very FBA-like language, as well as displaying a stuffed monkey with a cord and a rope tied around its neck, making it appear to be hanging. That is discrimination of national origin, folks. All right? That's discrimination of national origin. Hey, let me just say hi to some people who come into the chat. Johnny Gibbs, Last Call, Leon the Great, Josephine, Leonard the Judah, what's going on? Heavy Beer. Yeah, I'm just going to continue. But yeah, I'm just going to drop these little stories here and there about what discrimination of national origin means. All right. And it's crazy that, again, and for those who might have missed it, this is this is what this woman has said about me and called me all these names. Also went after Make a Change as well, the Trini. But it's amazing. She'll go after both of us. I've just shown you how we stuck up for that side. We didn't join them. We weren't part of them. But we stuck up for them. Right? Like, let's say this right here.
You're collecting money. Isn't he supposed to be reporting that? You are a tax person. Could you answer that for me?
Only regulation I know is that he closed that entity and started another entity in Delaware.
He didn't close it. It was revoked.
No, it was revoked. I know.
Right. Why would it? Why did it get revoked?
Because he didn't file the 990s for 3 years in a row.
Right, but he's collecting money.
We already know this image. MNC, we didn't. This is redundant.
No, what I'm saying is MNC.
Again, folks, it's quite amusing that she had no issue with these non-ADOS who we referred as enemies when they were supporting her. Now, however, she's particularly angry at Mac because he happened to call her out in that video about Glorion, where she either made a mistake or intentionally violated Gloria, and of course, exposing her for conscious energy. And speak like the conscious energy, this guy right here. Don't worry
life.
about it. Don't
I
worry.
gave
Listen,
my life to the Lord.
bro,
I
everybody
gave
wanted to
my
rap.
life to Jesus,
Okay.
brother.
Conscious energy. Wait a minute. Please,
Go ahead, brother.
when I say the scams, come on, bro. How about
Bro,
all the donations? Hold on. The donations over the years to build a daycare, to get a studio, to purchase Grifting cribs for the kids.
Can I be honest with you, brother?
All these are all Umar-S type of frauds with nothing has happened. So talk to me.
Brother, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Brother, when I first started off in YouTube,
Right. Right.
I wanted to do a lot of things for the Black community. I wanted to open up a daycare. I wanted to help single mothers pay for daycare. I wanted to buy Christmas gifts for the homeless and children, because I love people and I love my community. So these are ideas that I told my followers and subscribers that I wanted to do. We was able to do some of the things. But let's be honest, brother NappyYankee. We know Black folk don't support each other. We know that. We know.
Okay, conscious energy. You know what? Conscious energy.
Let me say this real quick.
Lie.
You know why we don't support Black people, NappyYankee? Because if Black people really supported each other, we would have some Black grocery stores. If Black people really supported each other, why our teenage children gotta go to the white man for a job?
Wow.
Why we can't provide a
You
job
literally
for
sound
ourselves?
like Umar Johnson right now.
And I'm gonna tell you something about Louis
sound like
Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam. Something I
Man,
learned
listen,
from Louis Farrakhan.
I hate that you're holding up ICE in your picture right now, and that girl got to pay for things for her children, and you couldn't give that back. But whatever. No, baby, nothing, brother.
Let
You
me say
sound
what I
like
need to
a
say.
broke ass preacher right now, and that shit is corny as fuck.
I'm not gonna take no disrespect.
You gonna take this disrespect, brother.
Hold on.
Fails. Oh, he left.
Come on. All right. Now, keep in mind, and let me say this. Listen, it's worth mentioning that it's hard not to like Conscious Energy. He's affable, congenial, right? Got that smooth Southern charm. And he's pretty much an acceptable figure everywhere throughout this sector, and is pretty much welcome in every chat. But I mean, when you have someone who's that divorced from all emotion, all right, and mind you, look, the people that were in this video, Studio by Kelly here in Brooklyn, AAS turned against her. Identity withheld. She went after her. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people and Conscious Energy, I mean, we already know about all his little grifts and shit, but she supports that. Ridiculous. What's going on, brother? Said. But oh, so Leon the Great, you went to high school with dude? Yeah. So it's crazy that this woman, and mind you, she hasn't just fallen, she's fallen out with a few people. Just to give you an idea, this is how far this chick goes back. I mean, she went out, from what I understand, she went after Michi before she went after Umar. So yeah, I mean, she's kind of going back with it. But yeah, man, I mean, his actions, CE, and his movements, he's a full-blown con man. I mean, and let me also say this too. All right, let me say this, because just because you rock with the person, right, or you're friends with the person, doesn't mean that you agree with everything. All right, Mac defended Dempsey in relation to the car. I didn't. I think that's a full Toro scheme. That car that he went out and bought and said, "Oh, I got 100,000, and this is what people do." Dude, who's gonna spend $100,000 cash on a freaking car? All right. I mean, one thing I've learned on this internet is that When people are bragging about how much they have and they showing stuff, good chance that it's all cap. This is the internet. All right. She pulled the card on that tax lien, which is 130,000. But dude is supposed to be super rich according to Tiff P. But all he's getting is a $30,000 PPP loan. Like for what? If you got a multi-million-dollar business, shouldn't you be getting like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, some crazy amount like that? And then splurges $100,000 on a small Range Rover? Straight cap. I don't engage in Triple R's chat. He won't let me. He'll throw me out. But him mocking Charcoal Gills and her wannabe wankster husband, all right, a couple who AAS grew very close with, by the way, doesn't mean that me and Triple R are buddy now. But those two were rocking thick as thieves, and now look what happened. So, like I said, one of the most important lessons I've learned in these YouTube streets is that because you share enemies doesn't mean you share friends. Lenin taught me that. You know, he sat down and tried to build people's channel. Everybody turned on him. So, I mean, it's just proof. You haven't found any proof that Mac or I, who am at all these quote unquote ADOS platforms, no one's ever said that I hate Black Americans. But again, we're talking about someone who's a great. And let me ask you this. And shout out to everybody in the clouds and everybody listening. Again, you know, come in, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And let me just ask you this about AAS. With the content that she does, when has she ever done any videos about ADOS? Well, when? Never in any of it. She's never done a stream. She's never, I've never seen her like ride for ADOS or do even a video about what's happening in ADOS. All right. And, you know, I mean, I'm just, it does make you wonder, because again, I don't know her, I don't know anything, but given, and I don't know if it's trolling or what, but how many people's lives do you think she might have ruined, being that she is a person who positions herself as someone of authority? She positions herself as someone who's been in management positions in her career. Given the rhetoric that she put out here online, how many times has she judged a person like how Jennifer in the earlier story was judged and decided their life because of her biases? If you just take small samples of what she's done on this platform, how many times has she done that in her personal life? Because they love to talk about how, oh, your personal life and your YouTube life, that's not separate. Well, if you're going to say the shit that you said about me, about Mac, and other things that you've done, who's to say that you're any different offline? All right. What about her relationship or negative relationship of the protected class of national origin? All right. What does she do at work where she can subtly get turned off by a foreign accent, where she can possibly hire or fire based on their lineage? Has she ever dropped any ethnic jokes or act like it's okay if it happens? What are some derivatives or racial slurs that she might have said towards people that she may have perceived are not Black American? Now, listen, I know I'm nitpicking, right? I know I'm nitpicking a bit, but keep in mind that we've seen this woman in action making calls to the FBI and all this stuff. This is the same woman that wants to send people to prison and lose their jobs and their careers for saying the words that rhyme with maggots and snitches. All you have to do is check her community posts. And again, I say, look at the people she hangs with. But in addition to the trolling and the harassment, where are all the pro-ADOS, I ask again, or FBA or anything on politics? All she does is share the minions, her videos with her minions and lackeys about everything but absolutely no ADOS. And despite her mission statement, claiming she wants to go after fraudsters, which is unclear if she's taken any action against Umar or engaged, but has she ever engaged with Tahaka Bay, who actively targets fraudsters on Moorish World TV? Has she supported that man financially, or has she, as she did with confirmed scammer and hustler Conscious Energy, where she gave him over $1,600? That's double the amount he stole from Eyes. And meanwhile, guys like Tahaka and Lenin, they get backlash and character assassination for all the efforts. But I've been getting attacked by those people, for bringing up the fact Tariq took down your movement. That's it. And I've been saying this for a long time, folks. And I've told them that. But then again, this is before I realized that this woman isn't about the ADOS or anything like that. But I've already told you that. I've told you that this guy, there's so much content that you could use to start a new movement. But again, this woman I've realized that she's all about the fuck shit. Now, regarding ADOS, let me just say this, man. ADOS right now has lost its momentum, right? And it's damn near defunct. And people don't want to admit it, but it's been near like this for years. And let me just go to the website or the platform itself, all right? This is pretty much ADOS. This is the platform. This is what it's been for the past, three or so years. I think they've done one or two videos recently because right now election season is coming up. But ADOS, you see what it is. The 501c organization. Come on, guys. We already know what it is, right? I bashed Tariq for collecting, cash like the Indiegogo and just collecting donations for this bullshit documentary and that bullshit march and everything. But look at this. Really, this is all ADOS has been pretty much. But you haven't seen any traction on that ADOS platform because there's nothing, no activity. They haven't posted a video in months. Their last live event was probably 3 months ago. And look at the gap between their sporadic appearances. They've done nothing. They don't have a Patreon. Well, Yvette and Tone have a Patreon. All right. So they transition to be from being just YouTubers to Patreoners and so on. I'm not pocket watching. Again, if the pimp can make money lying about ADOS and pushing pseudo information, now it's the pseudo information about hip hop. Get your money. But I'm willing to bet out of all of this money here, not a dime came from AAS. All right. So, and she's on platforms. I've seen her in different, I've seen her, one lady what's her name? She's a lawyer. Ike Speaks. We ran into each other in the chat. I saw her in that chat. All right. But she also supports people who call black men nakers. All right. And talk about basically deleting black male babies. That's the type of shit that she supports. I even seen her drop a $200 spot in one of such platforms. But yes, she calls me abusive. And since they record everything, show me where I've been abusive. And I'll pull up a video from just yesterday of one of your affiliates, and I'll show you what abusive is. But there's no other reason but to troll. But let's stop spreading lies about this movement and making excuses. And I'm talking about ADOS still, to attack people based on their ADOS affiliation. All right? I mean, I was born here. Read the 14th Amendment. Read the 14th Amendment. All right? Family was from another place, just like everybody in this country, but I was born here, making me 100% American. And you might argue that ADOS and FBA are different. Well, wiffle and baseball aren't the same either. They have different approaches and tools, but at the core, it's the same game. If you don't believe me, why don't we listen to your fearless leader and see what she has to say about it? Fair use, by the way. Fair use.
So I had another guest on. Tariq Nasheed. And Tariq spoke passionately about reparations. And the name of his group is Foundational Black Americans, FBO. Please pardon me for not having that at my fingertip. You may know what it is. Do you know the name of his group?
I know what it is because it's a clone of ADOS. So I know what it is because it's a clone of what we were doing.
Yeah, notice the eye roll because she knows. She knows that Tariq fucked up her movement, guys. She knows Tariq fucked up her movement. Let me just go into the chat. Leon the Great, what's up? Lee T, what's going on? Are they? Whatever. Sandy Girl, long time no see. What's going on? Yeah, it's selling tickets right now. Yeah, you see the gap, bro. You see the gap. How many people will be there? Will AAS go there and give a review? That's the question. She has money to do everything else. Why don't she go down there and give a review? All right, but let's talk about what she said. She said it's a clone. What's the definition of a clone? A clone means the extraction of the same thing. That's a clone. FBA is nothing but ADOS on steroids. So if somebody wants to go back and attack you and say they have these beliefs, all they have to do is go to ADOS and then look at FBA. Now back to AAS and the slander and this attack on people of national origin. Now, there is a statute of limitations from what I've learned when it comes to attacking people of national origin. All right, from what I've read. It's fairly sure. We're talking 30 days, I think, 30 days to 6 months. I believe when, or could go as far as 4 years. If you're out there attacking, people of national origin, person like you yourself, she lives out there with all these foreigners, right? And I think that, again, I don't know what I have no idea about her what she does in her job, or if there's any, I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point. All right. We're just speculating. But you got to stop saying and this hypocrisy and saying that you're for one thing and that you're about protected class. You just leave shit out. You can't do that. All right. At this point, she's nothing but an overrated internet troll. And I wish she stopped bringing out these false narratives for her little cult movement. Small as goofy as it is, and I'm not going to name names of these fools, but let me just say this. Let me say this. All right. Because again, I'm just speculating and I'm just throwing stuff out there. But understand this. Because you never know where it's going to come from. You never know how you're going to get caught or how you're going to get put out there. Everybody knew Polite was a fraud. From the fake police brutality incident to the fake kidnapping of his daughter, the $100,000 scam he pulled on Crypto World. I at least knew about all his deceptive and devious ways, but I had no idea that this dude was a full-blown Chester. And look at how that brought him down. The Breakfast Club, rest haven for scammers, pseudo propaganda, allowed to come unvetted, allowed to spew all manner of schemes and dreams. From Umar to Jay Morrison, we know all the cast of characters they brought in there. Who would have thought that Envy, the son of a police officer, telling us how he was this real estate expert and blah, blah, blah. Who would have thought this man would be involved in a possible Ponzi scheme and other alleged illegal activity that could send him to federal prison? Now, it seems this guy, he probably, he probably bit the cheese. Let's see what it seems like anyways. But who would have thought he'd be involved in something like this? As for Tariq Nasheed, we can't find anything on him right now, but I'll tell you what, his mother-in-law, who's a grifter in her own right, what happens if somebody decides to start poking down there in Haiti, right? And it's to see if she gets caught out there, and somehow, some way, this links back to Tariq. Huh? And who knows about Umar? I mean, look, maybe another baby mama we don't know about. Who knows? Maybe it's the taxes that take him down. All right, because the school, like the fake school, I mean, we already know about that. Who knows? I mean, he may die of a heart attack the way he eats. I mean, who knows? All right. But you never know how, even your girl, Cynthia G, huh? Even your girl, Cynthia G. Who knew? Cynthia G for years was promoting this anti-black male, delete black male babies, all this other shit, totally anti-black rhetoric. Look who brought this woman down and got her kicked off of YouTube forever. A white woman. She talked all this divestiture bullshit, and look who took this woman down. You don't know where it's going to come from. How ironic that it would in the end, and this is a woman who AAS, she used to be inside her chats and Nyla's chats when they were all together. Nyla, Cynthia, Woman Sphere, she was all up in the chats giving money and everything. And look how this woman got taken down. Again, is she guilty of exhibiting racial bias towards individuals based on heritage? Did she hear an accent? Let me just another story, if I may, right? Listen to this. A national grocery chain, it's called Albertsons. They had to pay $8.9 million and furnish other relief to settle 3 employment discriminated lawsuits filed by EEOC. They charged that Albertsons with race, color, and national origin discrimination and retaliation of its Aurora, Colorado distribution center. And this was a monetary judgment that was distributed to 168 former and current employees. All 3 of these EEOC cases stem from incidents at the Aurora Distribution Center, which is being closed for unrelated reasons. The first case, the EEOC and Albertsons, was a civil action filed in 2006, an alleged pattern of practice of workplace harassment, discrimination based on race, color, and national origin. According to the lawsuit, let me just go back here for a second. According to the lawsuit, minority employees were repeatedly subjected to derogatory comments and graffiti. Blacks were termed N-words, Hispanics S-words, and other racial epithets. The EEOC said that the offensive graffiti included racial and ethnic slurs, depictions of lynching, swastikas, white supremacist and anti-immigration statements. The graffiti in a commonly used men's room was so offensive that the several employees would relieve themselves outside of the building or go home at lunch rather than use the restroom. They probably stepped outside, took a whiz, but also went to the nearest tree and got some leaves and stuff and did like the dogs did. Some of this graffiti remained for years until the restroom was remodeled in 2005. The EEOC also charged that minority employees were given harder work assignments, and were more frequently and severely disciplined than their white co-workers. According to the EEOC, managers were aware of and even participated in the harassment and discrimination. Let me stop there and let me just go into the chat for a second. I know y'all were thinking he boosted them. Yes. Sandy, I got to put this one up. This is exact. I've said this for years. They allowed Tariq Nasheed to come in. Tariq Nasheed, they felt Tariq would bring in a younger, more hipper audience. And Yvette should have known, because at the time Tariq was poking around Ados, she was beefing with Boyce, who she had to know rocked with Tariq. And maybe she saw when Tariq called Boyce Watkins Moist Watkins at the time, like, oh, maybe he's down with us. They allowed him to get in. So yes, that is correct. Thanks for pointing that out. But yes, the case in Albertson, the third case there was filed in 2008, an alleged race discrimination on behalf of a single African-American employee, all right, at the distribution center, and was terminated. Huh? And these are just, the one I just mentioned, that was resolved. That was resolved. How about in 2014 in August, where you had workers, black workers who were subjected to discrimination because of their national origin and race at a company called J.R. Baker's Farms, where they favored foreign-born workers. They were perceived foreign-born, particularly Mexican workers. How about in 2014? And that case is still pending, where they sent investigators to Phoenix District Office to interview the employees and management of Rourke Whitten. I think I mentioned that. This one is still pending. So I told you about ones that were resolved. There was stuff that's still pending out there. So again, I don't know what this woman's job is like or what she does over there. All right. Did she possibly contribute to the worsening of mental illnesses among individuals who, as a therapist, as she says, whose role is support people with mental health challenges? Did she have any biases when doing some of her analysis? Again, they're the ones who say the online presence isn't any different from the offline presence. Remember the Albertson situation, guys. Does she openly use racial slurs, or does that shade her thinking? All right. And let me just say this. Because I mentioned this before, let me just go back into the chat. Yes, she was, Leonard. She was pro-black, heavily pro-black. And now look at her now. Yes, we're talking about the bald eagle. But here's one of the main reasons why I want to bring this up today. All right. And again, this is all speculation. This is just a warning shot. As you know, AAS is anonymous. No one knows what she looks like. That white woman picture, she's not a white woman. She's black. Stop it. You can hear it in her voice. But let me say this. Nobody knows who this woman is. Well, she's been spreading a lot of toxicity on these YouTube streets. However, another guy has been spreading a bit of toxicity on these YouTube streets for certain groups. Your boy Jeremy. Well, today is I did a live the other day because Jeremy has found himself in a little bit of messiness. Jeremy, i.e., Mr. Jason Black, as you may know him. Well, Jeremy has a date tomorrow morning, right? Let's just hold on. Let me go back up here. Do I have the whole? Oh, you've seen it before. Jeremy has a date tomorrow morning in Virginia. We've spoken about it. Check my live, a couple of lives before. Jason Black got served by a YouTuber named Just Eve. And yeah, Just Eve just did a Twitter post reminding everybody that, yeah, tomorrow's the day. Or I should say today is the day, in a couple of hours. All right. So Jeremy, just to let you know, no one has seen him before, except now. That's who he is. And he's always been anonymous, always talked a lot of shit, always spread. I mean, he gives good presentations about politics, but he also got into a lot of the fuck shit. Well, tomorrow morning, he's due in court. He has to be in a Virginia courtroom. And he's either going to be taking a trip from New Orleans to meet this woman who he inflicted revenge porn on, or he's sending up his Billy Bob lawyer to do his business. This is his lawyer right here. So if he goes up there and everybody knows this is happening, and a few people already know about it, again, she's letting people know The question is this: will this guy be in the courtroom himself and risk his anonymity and his YouTube persona? Because that's part of why he's so big. He's this big Wizard of Oz figure. Well, he's either going to have to go up there or have his Billy Bob lawyer, a guy who specializes in getting people like murderers and chesters and those type of people off. Is he going to send this Billy Bob to basically run over this black woman? Because if you're defending those type of people, I said it in my last video, you got to be a bulldog. Now, you think that Griselda would, know a little bit about what's going on in these YouTube streets, and instead of getting involved in the fuck shit on the internet in this so-called sector, you'd be on top of this. Your girl Nyla was on top of it. Oh yeah. She mentioned, she talked about this dude before. It was really only me and this other YouTuber, Super Sly, something like that. Me, him, and the victim. But in a few hours, either this Billy Bob is going to be badgering this black woman, all right, or your boy Jeremy's going to be in court. I bring him up because the same way he uses his anonymity online, so does AAS. And I just gave you several examples of people who you thought they were going to get caught one way and they get caught a whole different way. Could you imagine if this woman finally gets caught out there for something totally unrelated and gets dragged into court to the point where she's going to lose her secret identity? Who knows if anything that I mentioned, especially when it pertains to cases like this, who knows if this is something that may come back to haunt her? Hey, listen, like I said, I'm like, I'm a nobody in this sector, so I'm just bringing up something that now I would really take, yeah. Yes, sir. I really hope they do. I hope they do. It's tomorrow morning. And if you go to the website, by the way, go here. All right, folks, the case, it hasn't been dismissed. I don't know what's going to happen. All right, because the last woman he allegedly abused, right? The last woman he allegedly abused, she dropped the charges. And this woman, Eve, is neck deep in this whole tether and the whole B1 call. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. Maybe she's going to take it the distance. But if AAS is listening, and she can do whatever the hell she wants and just dismiss this or whatever. We really have never had any back and forth. I don't care if she answers back. Or whatever. I'm just saying. When you keep getting involved with the fuck shit, you don't know how that thing's going to come back or how you're going to get hit. All right? Your nemesis threw away everything for this bullshit. And it's because you said, and your people said, oh, what you do online will reflect in your outside life. Well, if you are anything like these examples I just mentioned, or if you have been accused of attacking people for this, like you've accused me, like you've attacked Matt, who's to say you can't get hemmed up? Tomorrow's D-Day for Jason. We'll see for AAS. Folks, I'm just going to put a bow on this one. Thanks for coming through. Yeah. Virginia, 9 a.m., folks. Virginia at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. I am waiting to see. The end of the day, we should see what happens. All right. And I'm going to be checking this as well. But that dude right there couldn't have happened to a better person. Basically, this man has been clout chasing and trying to be a mini Tariq. And even recently, I've heard some of his, like a little bit of some of his lives. And listen, bro. I mean, once you see that a person that they're grifting and all this other shit, and a lot of these followers, they're just looking for someone to follow. But we're gonna see. All right, you preach all this other shit, but you are like, come on, y'all. You preach all this bullshit, but you're in this type of messiness. We'll see. Heed the warning, y'all. Thanks for coming through. Again, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit subscribe. I'm out of here. All right. And yeah, we'll see, man. Peace out. Thanks for coming. And by the way, leave comments if you may, as well. Peace.